Alright, so I just checked out the Zom 100 anime, and yeah, it goes without saying that this joint right here goes hard. So, quick recap of the first episode. Spoilers ahead just in case you ain't seen it yet. So, the protagonist, Akira, gets this job at this media company. On his first day, everything seems to be all good, and his co-workers seem like some pretty chill people. There's even this cute chick at the job he's crushing on. Old boy's feeling pretty happy to work at a place like this and make something out of his life. The vibes seem pretty good at first. After work, the employees go out for dinner and drinks. Akira ends up socializing and gets to know his co-workers a lot better. Everyone's treating him like they're already friends even though they just met. He's even seen his work crush smiling at him from another table. The vibes seem to be pretty good at first. But then, all of a sudden, all the co-workers stand up in unison damn near. And Akira's like, hold up. And then they all say, alright, time to go back to work.
What?
Huh? What? What the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah. Nigga, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Bro is at work that same night, working and 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 working. Bro is like flabbergasted trying to comprehend if this is even real life right now. Bro is at work for days at a time. I'm talking about underarms and balls musty like nobody's business, bro. He finally gets back to the crib like the next Tuesday or something. At first he thinks, you know, I don't know if it's something in the air, bro, but I think I'm about to quit. But then the next day he figures he's gonna just try to tough it out. Bro got a whole sudden burst of motivation to just grind harder this time.
Let's get this bread.
Bro goes into work telling everybody good morning, all wide smiling and shit, only to end up going through the same motions yet again. Co-workers asking him how much work he got left before he's finished, talking about, oh yeah, you know, we get annual vacation days even though nobody ever bothers to use them. It's just the usual wild ass, crazy ass Japanese work environment, you know what I'm saying? Hold up, what the fuck? Hey, yo!
These motherfuckers is drinking bus.
So some more time passes by and old boy is now his second year at work. Hold up, the fuck? Bro endured this shit for 2 years? Anyway, Akira is going through the motions like usual. His workplace crush one day done bought him some lunch because she noticed he'd been working throughout the whole day and forgot to eat lunch. Dude ends up chopping it up with her for just a little bit when suddenly his boss shows up asking for old girl to come to his office so they could talk some business. A few seconds later, the boss, ugly motherfucker, is clapping old girl's cheeks in his office, bro. And the girl's like telling him like, you know, she doesn't want to do it there because the people gonna hear it. Then dude gonna come out his face talking about, hey, don't worry about all that, baby. These walls is just about as thick as you is. Ain't nobody outside this room finna hear nothing. Now come over here and sit that ass on this door. No one's gonna hit. Bitch, the whole block can hear y'all in it. It sound like a whole classroom playing patty cake in that motherfucker. Now Akira is out here, still on the grind, still slugging his way to and from work, wondering why the hell he's still working it. He's like, yeah, you know, I would quit, but if I quit, then my coworkers are gonna have to pick up my slack, and yeah, I just don't know what to do right now, bruh. Shit's stressful. Now we cut to his third year working it. Oh, what the fuck? Bro endured this shit for 3 years? Anyway, dude gotta do a revision for some piece of work because the managing director wants his kid to have a role in this new commercial that they making. And Akira's like, bro, I just did like 5 revisions already. What do you mean you want another one? If you're an artist and you ever did a commission for some indecisive ass person that just can't make up their mind about what they want this thing to look like, I'm pretty sure this scene probably hit different for you. Now later on at the train station, dude is basically contemplating just ending it all, right? Not necessarily because he doesn't want to live anymore, but because he feels if he just lets this train isekai his ass, then he won't have to go to work anymore. But see, there's these barricade gate things that keep people from falling off the platform or even getting pushed off the platform. So it's not like he can just step off the yellow line and just let the train hit him.
Get that plan.
Later that night, he's at the crib eating some noodles and zoning out, hoping that tomorrow never shows up. Next day, bro wakes up crying about not wanting to go back to work again. Everything is like so bland and mundane and he's just feeling so hopeless, bro, that the whole screen just starts to go to black and white. Like that's just how bleak the world feels for this dude right now. Dude noticed that he forgot to pay for his bike space, so he goes down to see the building manager and he's greeted with the sight of the building manager eating out some chick on the floor. And not in a good way. Dude just turns around all covered in gore. At that moment, that's when the color starts to return to the world, and Akira turns around and books it like hell, bro. All outside, everywhere is just pure pandemonium. I'm talking zombies everywhere, cars crashing, explosions going off, people screaming, pants getting shitted, all kinds of chaos, right? However, while old boy is getting chased by these hordes of zombies, he starts to have an epiphany. He's like, hold up, wait a minute. If the world is now a zombie apocalypse, then I don't have to clock into work no more, bro. So dude goes from being scared out his ass to being happier than EDP at Chuck E. Cheese. Bro just starts speed running through the city on some Mirror's Edge type shit, ducking and dodging zombies and panty shots with the smoothness. Like, I mean, just think about this for a second. Imagine how shitty your job has to be, that you would rather deal with a zombie apocalypse, which is honestly a lot worse. But at the same time, it's like, at least I don't gotta work at that shitty ass place no more. But anyway, after getting away, Akira has some time to think to himself, and he he starts to wonder at some point if his work crush is doing okay right now. He makes his way to her apartment talking about, who cares if she's the boss's side chick. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit disappointed that bro turned into a simp for a little bit. Anyway, dude ends up biking his way to her crib only to find his boss there, damn near ass naked in his underwears and infected. Akira ends up mustering both the courage and the strength to both quit his job to his boss's face and then ends up sumo pushing his Majin Buu built ass right out the window. I mean, he pushed this motherfucker hairpiece off. So then dude turns around and sees his crush, who's also infected. So he ends up confessing his feelings to her and shit, and then ends up booking it before she could feast on some Akira and saltfish. So later on, he does some grocery shopping and starts pondering just what he's gonna do in this new version of the world now. And that's pretty much that. As of right now, my thoughts on this show, so far I'm digging it. Like, I like the premise, even though in my own experience with zombie manga and anime has usually end up being that of disappointment, because usually it's something that's very goofy and comedic when I was expecting something that was, scary. Because, I've always wanted to see what a Resident Evil story would look like in anime form. I thought initially that's what High School of the Dead was going to be. But what we really got was just an ecchi fan service anime with some zombies in it. You see, the thing about fan service is that usually I don't mind it. It's only when it becomes gratuitous and excessive to the point that it kills any ability to take the story seriously. Like High School of the Dead, for example, right? Clearly, it wasn't meant for anyone to feel invested in the story and what the characters were going through, because it was just too goofy and comedic and just overall plain ridiculous for those types of feelings to actually exist. A type of fan service I do like is what I would call organic fan service. Basically, it's the type of fan service that just happens naturally and it doesn't feel forced in any kind of way. Because remember, unlike live action, animation is entirely intentional. So everything that you see in an animation, the animators did that shit on purpose. Like, for example, if you've seen The Incredibles 2, you would know that obviously they wanted us to see just how thick Elastigirl really was. But anyway, an example of organic fan service is the scene in the Street Fighter movie when Chun-Li fights Vega. Everything just flows together, you know what I mean? It's nighttime. She's in her pajamas basically, and she's about to go to bed. But then all of a sudden she gets attacked by Vega, and now she has to fight him. She could try to hurry up and get dressed, but by the time she gets her pants on, Vega would have sliced her ass into mozzarella. But see, in this fight, she's doing all kinds of jumps, flips, she gets thrown around, she ducks, she does all kinds of high kicks and low kicks. Basically, she does all the kinds of movements that would cause this long shirt or this gown that she's wearing to actually end up rising up and show her panties, right? It basically makes sense, and it doesn't feel like the animators are trying to show off her panties just because they can show them. Unlike High School of the Dead and other anime like it, where a girl's panties will just get shown at a random low angle just because. Either that or her dress ends up flowing up in the wind and her ass is indoors with the windows closed. But see, Zom 100, this joint right here got this thing where I don't know if it's the first anime to ever do it, but what they do is they do this thing where it's like a convenient type of censoring, like here, here, and here. And I don't mean convenient censorship like that dumbass, random streak of light or steam in the shower scenes, or even those weird black blotch spots that they do whenever it comes to like gory scenes, like in JoJo. It's like what they do right here is like you think you about to see a panty shot, but then the character does all these motions, or the clothing does all these different motions that keep it from actually being seen. So it's basically like the studio's going, "Gotcha, bitch." I don't know exactly how they managed to do it, but I dig it. See, personally, I've always preferred when things was left to the imagination, which is why I personally think that women in quote-unquote boy shorts look sexier than women in thongs. As far as the story, I've read some of the manga a couple years back, but I couldn't really get into it like that. But as far as the anime goes, I think I just might stick around for that. Speaking of which, everything with just this episode alone was top tier, bro. The visuals and the colors and all that was just beautiful, bro. Like I like how the backgrounds look damn near like photographs, but with anime characters standing in them. It's almost kind of like 80s and 90s anime, but with a modern aesthetic. Like I said, shit is beautiful, bro. Now, I'm not exactly sure why there's these weird multicolor splatters and blotches everywhere on the zombies whenever they show up. I don't know, maybe it's just a design choice, or maybe it has something to do with the infection in order to make these zombies stand out from others. I don't know, it's just weird, but honestly, it's not killing the enjoyment of the story for me at all, so I can just ignore that. All in all, I'm excited to see how the rest of this season plays out. I'm sure all 12 episodes are going to look just as amazing with the animation as this one, but that's just my 2 cents. Let me know what y'all think, and we can chop it up in the comment section. Peace.